In our headlines this morning, over 1,000 Ndianocha enrolled into Asia by Comrade Ibekwe. Journalists tasked on promoting, protecting human rights. Federal government alerts Nigerians to surge in cyber slavery. Dozens of African migrants killed in U.S. strike on Yemen. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Nwokoye, and security is here to stay in Anambra State. The Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business. And for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our states. If you see something, say something. Report on scrupulous elements to the security operatives for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 0800-2200-008. You're welcome to the news. Known as health care is paramount and sacrosanct to every human being. The Anocha local government area mayor, Comrade Ibekwe, took cognizance of the situation and enrolled over 1,000 Ndianocha into Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme, Asia, for them to have access to quality health care. The free enrollment, which cuts across all the communities that make up the council area, was in partnership with St. Cletus Hospital, Neni, and it targeted the aged, men, women, and children. Correspondent Chinelo Onwuzulike has details of the report.
Gathering, Comrade Ibekwe said, healthcare is essential considering what they are experiencing nowadays, which was why they brought the initiative to give the people at the rural area, including the aged, pregnant women, and many others, access to free healthcare services and encourage them to embrace regular check.
Many people who are suffering today in most of health challenges is because they neglected the essence of their health. Today, I urge all the stakeholders here present, I urge all the members of Anambra here present for all to take this message back to our grassroots, because I need more people in Anambra to benefit in this initiative.
The Chief Executive Officer of St. Cletus Hospital, Neni, Mr. Callistus Obianodo, maintained that it is part of their charity moves to partner with Anocha Mayor to give quality health care to their people and called on other affluents to tow this part, more especially in helping the poor to gain access to healthcare system.
Had a very free, interesting insurance scheme for the Anocha local government. We have registered up to 1,000 people, and we are ready to care for them.
The essence of instituting the agency was to help reduce out-of-pocket health catastrophic expenditure we encounter when we go to hospitals. And the essence also is to help reduce the high rates of deaths in their states.
I am Chinelo Onwuzulike for ABS News.
Two-day refresher training organized for journalists and other media practitioners from different media organizations in Nigeria by a non-governmental organization, Search for Common Ground, has ended with a call on participants and other journalists, media practitioners to continue promoting and protecting human rights, including freedom of religion or belief, through their reports and program, focusing on nation building. Senior Media Officer on the Promotion and Protection of Freedom of Religion or Belief, PP4 project, being implemented by Search for Common Ground Nigeria, Katlong Dasat, who made the call in Abuja, noted that FORB is a human rights project and the refresher training centered on journalists and other remaining conflict sensitive in their reports so as to do no harm to the society, describing the media as key in creating public enlightenment on FORB violations. A resource person and project manager for the promotion and protection of freedom of religion or belief, PP Forbes Search for Common Ground Nigeria, Mr. Gaius Datchet, announced a toll-free line 080000022332 to report for violations for legal and other support, adding that the two-day training was to share experiences and encourage others in helping to prevent breakdown of law and order as a result of issues around and about religion or belief. At the event that featured lecture, interactive sessions, group discussions, case studies, and practical exercises facilitated by experienced media professionals and conflict resolution experts, Joseph Ebocha of the ABS, who was in attendance, had opportunity to enlighten participants on the homeland security laws of Anambra State. Away now from state stories, the federal government has issued a strong warning to Nigerians over the growing menace of cyber slavery, a rising form of human trafficking increasingly targeting young people across the region. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Toga, in a statement signed by the ministry's spokesperson, Kimiebi Ebiemfa, expressed deep concern over the alarming number of Nigerian youths being lured abroad under false pretenses and forced into cybercrime operations under inhuman conditions. According to the ministry, many of the victims, including underage teenagers, are enticed with offers of high-paying jobs, particularly in the crypto industry. He added that upon arrival abroad, they are trafficked into what are now described as sophisticated scam operations and held against their will in what have become known as 419 cyber scam factories. In light of the escalating threats, the government urged Nigerian youths and their families to exercise extreme caution regarding any job offers, especially those involving promises of overseas travel, easy income, or remote work in cyber cryptocurrency-related fields. At least 68 African migrants have been killed in a U.S. airstrike on a detention center in Houthi-controlled northwestern Yemen. And Masira reported that another 47 migrants were injured, most of them critically, when the center in Sada province was bombed. There was no immediate comment from the U.S. military, but it came hours after U.S. Central Command announced that its forces had hit more than 800 targets since President Donald Trump ordered an intensification of the air campaign against the Houthis on 15th March. It said the strikes had killed hundreds of Houthi fighters and numerous Houthi leaders, including senior officials overseeing missile and drone programs. On sports news, Manchester United are continuing their efforts to secure the signing of Brazilian forward Matheus Cunha, with negotiations on final contract details currently underway. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano confirmed the development, stating that Manchester United are working to seal Matheus Cunha deal very soon. He added that the player is keen on joining the project, suggesting positive momentum in talks between the two parties. The latest update follows Romano's earlier report on April 21, where he noted that Manchester United were leading the race to sign the Wolverhampton Wanderers striker. Romano said good feelings after initial contact between Cunha and Manchester United indicates mutual interest in completing the transfer swiftly. On a sad note, it was a moment of sober reflection, grief, and heartbreak as tears rolled uncontrollably during the burial ceremony of late Nemeka Erasmus Okafor of Umuife Dumasi of Iroboli, Enugu Agede, Njikoka Council area of Anambra State. Correspondent Chinelo Onwuzoleke is on hand with a report.
Families, friends, associates, and other relations trooped out to pay their last respect during the Requiem Mass celebrated in honor of late Mr. Okafor at St. John's Catholic Parish in Ugwagede, where special prayers were offered to God for the peaceful repose of the deceased who laid down legacies, ran peaceful raids, and rendered services for the betterment of others and all who came in contact with him. In a homily during the Requiem Mass, the parish priest of St. John, Reverend Father Amselem Otie, said, "Death is a journey that awaits all mortals, and that it behoves all to prepare for this call so as not to be found wanting before Christ," describing the deceased as peaceful, humble, and God-fearing, and prayed for the peaceful repose of the late Okafor. While appreciating God for the life lived and all who journeyed with Okafor family during their moments of grief, the deceased elder brother, Mr. Emmanuel Nnemeka, noted that his late brother lived for others, fighting tooth and nail for the peace and progress of the community, and appreciated all who helped during his trial period.
Our deepest condolences to the family of the bereaved. And that concludes the news. Now remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka, on X at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And the main news again, over 1,000 Indian Ocha have been enrolled into Asia by Comrade Ibekwe. Journalists have been tasked on protecting human rights. Federal government has alerted Nigerians to surge in cyber slavery. And on the foreign scene, we brought you a report that dozens of African migrants have been killed in U.S. strike in Yemen. Security is here to stay in Anambra State. The Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business. And for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report unscrupulous elements to the security operatives for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency number 5111 and 0800-2200-008. And that's it on the news. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonya Mokoye. Good morning and have a great day.